Hey, what's going on, paranormal world? The highly anticipated show The Devil's Road, the true story of Ed and Lorraine Warren, finally debuted on the Travel Channel. And I'm sure at this point in pop culture, everyone has heard about the Warrens prior to this show being shown. Whether it's from controversial events, or whether it's from many publicized cases that they investigated, or maybe you were introduced to them through the Conjuring universe. But there's no doubt that we learned some new things about the paranormal couple. But majority of these stories we already knew, at least I did. The early lives of Ed and Lorraine Warren were interesting to say the least. But before we get started, if you love any and everything paranormal, and my previous videos about Ed and Lorraine Warren, then make sure you subscribe to my channel. Furthermore, I give honest opinions, and they're from my perspective. I give fair criticism, so just keep that in mind for all you new viewers. So with that being said, the episode starts off with various paranormal influencers discussing one of the more disturbing cases the Warrens have claimed to investigate, and that was the Lindley Street poltergeist. The family at this house witnessed heavy furniture being moved around, along with pictures falling off the wall, plates being smashed, and often being physically attacked. Lorraine Warren was even attacked. But my question is, where's the proof? Although you have police witnesses, can we really take their word for it? I mean, it can't be credible if there's no proof. And that's where I have to disagree with the Warrens. But Ed Warren is fascinated with all of this, which started from his younger days. He stayed in a haunted house, and he experienced so much paranormal activity. Same thing with Lorraine Warren. She found out that she was a clairvoyant at the age of 9. She could sense and read people's energy. Eventually, both of them met up and they got married. They had a child. And after Ed Warren retired from the service, he began painting. And he was painting these haunted houses for people. But he eventually fell in love with the paranormal all over again. And he made it his career. However, in 1971 is where Ed and Lorraine Warren came face to face with demons. The parent family, who lived in what is now called the Conjuring house, is where all of this happened. Typical poltergeist activity affecting the family, and an interesting claim about an orange being cut right down the middle and blood spewing out. Don't know if I believe that though. A little extreme and far-fetched. Another thing that I found far-fetched was the description of the wife being tossed around and being possessed and levitated in a chair. I don't know, man. That's hard to believe. But I definitely will have a video up later this week probably, breaking down the whole Conjuring case and giving you the real deal. They also talk about the Amityville case in this documentary, which I've talked about in great detail on my channel, so definitely go check out that video. But in short, the Warrens knew that the whole Amityville case thing was a hoax. I mean, they continued to push the narrative of it being real, and even ignoring both families coming out saying that the house wasn't haunted and everything was being done for money, like books and movies. So that's when a lot of people began to become skeptical. And a lot of people questioned the Warrens' credibility, including myself. And also in this documentary, they talk about the devil made me do it case. I also went in great detail about that in one of my videos I did like a month or two ago. So it's interesting, but you know, like I said in that video, if Ernie Johnson wasn't really possessed at all and just had a lot of anger and killed a human, and I question myself because I'm like, why would the Warrens try to get a murderer off scot-free? And I definitely go on a rant about that in that video. However, I did learn something new about this documentary. And it was a case that was in Pennsylvania, I think, which a family, you know, was going through the typical poltergeist activity. And Ed and Lorraine Warren were at the top of their game. And people were still questioning them. But, you know, it got to a point where the Catholic priests and the churches really didn't want to fool with Ed and Lorraine Warren because they were so popular and they wanted to keep everything in-house. Ed didn't like that at all. But I definitely can't wait to dive in deep about this case because I really haven't heard anything about it. Overall, I feel like the Travel Channel could have done better, but I feel like it was under-delivered and it was underwhelming. I personally expected more specifically video evidence that has been in the vault, and Tony Sparrow was really teasing that. But majority of this stuff I already knew, and I'm pretty sure y'all already knew. But if you watch Tony Sparrow YouTube channel, you can probably learn way more than what you did on the Travel Channel and what the Travel Channel provided. Anyway, let me know down in the comment section about what were your thoughts about this documentary. And share your thoughts about the Warrens. And if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to my channel for all the paranormal content, discussions, and I also have a lot of horror content. So if you like that kind of stuff, please hit that notification button so you can see every time I upload. As always, be safe, peace.